And I did serve as a corporal in the United States Marine Corps, and I'm proud to be joined by other vets today, even if they were Army. Especially my good friend Steve Sherlock, a former Special Forces officer, who I've been privileged to serve with on the board of an NGO we created some 22 years ago, Aid to Southeast Asia, that's worked on medical aid to Vietnam and reconciliation between the two countries and the two peoples. And there also, there's a whole new generation. So, we can maybe actually take long R&R because there's a whole new group of young vets. And wanted to recognize Alex Nicholson and Jared Chapowski from Service Members United. They have a vision, and they're creating a membership organization of active duty GLBT GIs for the post-repeal era, because they're going to need to have a voice. So I think you're going to be hearing a lot from these brothers in the years to come. And we have a diversity of organizations, all asking everybody in this room to contribute. No good deed goes unpunished. And they all have a different role. Some train and recruit candidates for public office and help elect them. Some fight the legal and legislative battles to protect our service people. Some focus on pushing corporations to do the right thing in non-discrimination and benefits for domestic partners. But one of the things I've always liked about the task force is they understand the bigger picture. They understand you can't focus on winning social justice just for one part of the population without a commitment to social and economic justice for all citizens and institutions.
3 land rising stores over the years. Annie Warhol, Sandra Bernhardt, Armistead Moped, Rita Mae Brown, and many others. And how many of us met or ran into Deacon, Jim, and their staff at Pride events and queer conferences, both here and around the country, selling books and fabulous rainbow-spangled items in cities and towns that weren't lucky enough to have a land rising. They and their stores are always there for the community. There's much more that could be said about land rising, and some of it has already been said earlier today, so I'm not going to go further into it except to say that if you didn't have the opportunity to go to land rising over those many years, you wouldn't know the range of things that store represented this community and how much it's missed even today. And I just want to say that it's really a great honor and pleasure to present this award on behalf of the task force to Deacon and Jim as a token of our thanks, our appreciation for all they've done.
They've shown leadership and creativity in continuing her commitment to our community. She has raised the bar. Under her leadership, the Department of Labor has included us in making sure that workers' rights are protected. And the department made it very clear that our families, our partners, and our children are covered under regulations, including the Family Medical Leave Act. She made sure that the Department of Labor made its own It Gets Better video. And we at the task force especially applauded them for that video because they produced it in English and Spanish. Secretary, you are one of my personal heroes.
Good afternoon. So first of all, let me say that I love that you added purple to your colors. And I also want to acknowledge and thank Skip for his wonderful leadership, not just to SEIU, but to working people throughout this country. Thank you, Skip. Before he joined the Obama administration, Secretary Solis represented the 32nd Congressional District in California. In Congress, she worked on the intersection of affordable health care and environmental concerns, authoring the Green Jobs Act to fund green-collar job training for veterans, displaced workers, at-risk youth, and individuals and families under $200,000 of the federal poverty line. She was first elected to public office in 1985 as a member of the Rio Hondo Community College Board of Trustees. She served in the California State Assembly from 1992 to 1994, and in 1994 made history by becoming the first Latina elected to the California State Senate. Throughout her life, Secretary Solis has been a champion for, I got my note mixed up, for workers' rights and for the rights of all people. From her early days translating workers' concerns and information into Spanish for her father, who was a shop steward, to honoring the collective bargaining rights of today's workers, Hilda has been fearless, always standing up for justice and equality. She is an immigrant's daughter who has done her parents and our community proud. And as we say in Spanish, Hilda es puro corazón. She is all heart. A leader of our community and for our nation, and a great, great friend. I am so proud to be here today to represent all those tens of thousands of workers who today live a better life because of Hilda Solis, and to say on their behalf, thank you, Hilda.
On a personal note, I want to mention that today is my girl's birthday. You know how mom always going to be her little girl, correcting you, making sure that you're doing the right thing, that you comb your hair, that you behave, that you talk back, and you make a fool of yourself. That's my mom, and I talk to her every other day. God bless her. And my father, too, who also had a big role, both of them did, in helping to raise me and my 6 brothers and sisters. And I'm just delighted to be able to be here because of all the work that the task force has done, and some of you in the room, I many issues for the LGBT community, but more importantly, for making things right in this world. And I am just a vessel right now. I'm a cabinet member, but I'm someone who always believes that there's always better people that can do good things.